Hey everybody, this is Pete from iSatori. We're here today at World Gym San Diego in sunny Southern California, and I'm going to show you how to put some mass on your arms. Let's go build those big guns. Come on. For today's arm workout, we're going to start with triceps. We'll start with a general tricep push down. This is a great volumizer and a great, more or less, sets the stage for the heavier stuff we'll do later in the workout for triceps. This is what we do. Using a relatively neutral grip in terms of distance, shoulder width or a little bit inside of shoulder width, you want to be sure at the bottom of the movement to fully extend the elbow and bring the hands towards the torso, keeping the wrist locked. You want to come all the way up, full stretch. Yeah, that's going to stretch the muscle and open it up for increased blood flow. Then you're going to push down by keeping the elbows pinned like Velcro to your sides, down straight through to the thighs. Full extension at the bottom and squeeze, just like this. As you start to fatigue, a little bit of body English is okay, because cheating is going to allow you to complete more reps. The most important point to consider in the tricep exercise, any of them, is full extension of the elbow, which means full contraction of the tricep muscles. In the case where we cheat just a tiny bit towards the end of the motion, it's to get those few extra partial reps where you don't have 100% power because of fatigue. So even if you got 90% power, 90% utilization of those triceps that are already partially exhausted, you're really going to put a good pump and blast the heck out of that target muscle group, the triceps. Now we'll move on to biceps. Now we're moving on to our first bicep exercise. We're going to use the standard alternating bicep dumbbell curl. Some things to keep in mind. You want to keep the elbow pointed directly down towards the floor. If anything, as you're coming up, slightly bringing it forward will pull from the origin of the muscle. You also want to consider supinating. When you start the motion by keeping your thumbs facing anteriorly, when you come up, bring your palms up, because twisting the wrist is also a function of the bicep. So that's the purpose of supinating. When you come up, you're also stimulating the inner head of the bicep to pull that pinky towards the body. That's going to maximally utilize both heads of the bicep. So we come up, twist, come down slow. At the top of the motion, focus on the feel of the squeeze. That's a really important part of it. So you want to come up, twist, squeeze. Bring it down with control. Come up, twist, squeeze. Bring it down with control. Now the biceps are pumping. We move on to our next tricep exercise that we'll superset with a bicep exercise. Okay. Our second superset in this series for arm blasting is a skull crusher movement. It's really a basic easy curl bar skull crusher. The difference is we've got several different variations of hand and elbow position through this three-part exercise. This is so much fun. This one you're going to put crazy amounts of blood in all the different areas of the triceps. Watch and I'll show you how it's done, and then I'll tell you about why we do it.
That's insane.
Whew. Now that exercise, even though I went light on that, you really don't have to go that heavy. The first component of that exercise is bringing the arms up with the elbows positioned behind the head, as you saw, to a full extension, really trying to lock out back behind you toward the far wall. That's going to really dig in deep into the origin of the tricep for the long head. So when you're extending, you really want to squeeze and put that full stretch in there as you come back and really bring the elbow back behind your head. After 5 to 10 reps of that, you want to try to match the same amount of reps by moving your elbow pointing straight up towards the ceiling when you're in the lying down position. You can then fully extend to a full extension, really squeezing the entire tricep so you get the whole muscle group involved. Then for the third component of the exercise, bring your hands close together, bring your elbows super wide, and just pump, pump, pump. This is going to bring that hook, that horseshoe, the lateral head of the tricep out. It's an amazing feel. Crazy amounts of blood pumping in there. Awesome. Give it a try yourself. See what you think. You're going to get a crazy pump. That in itself could probably be, if you do 6 or 7 sets, your entire tricep workout. But for us, we'll do 3 sets of that, bring a tremendous amount of fatigue, and we'll move on to one more exercise after this superset with our next bicep exercise. Check this out. Using a standard easy curl bar, we're focusing by keeping the elbows out slightly and the hands narrow on the bar in the inner position. It's going to bring out the outer part of the bicep. You're getting a really nice contraction pulling through the outside of the arm. So you're going to really develop that three-dimensional look to the entire bicep. As we had done in the first one with the supination and the palms coming straight up, directly anterior, you're targeting the entire muscle group, focusing with the supination from exercise number 1, the inner head of the bicep. Now we're going to target with the hands in, elbows out slightly, just pumping and bringing blood to the outer part of the bicep. And that's what's going to bring that more three-dimensional look to the bicep. Now we'll move on to our third superset for arms, triceps first, biceps second. To begin our third superset for arms, we're going to do reverse grip, wide grip, tricep extensions with the cable. This one's going to put a little bit more attention on the lateral head of the tricep, but I tell you what, at this point my triceps are flooded and they're full, so this is really just going to put the nails in the coffin for triceps altogether anyway. You're going to like this one. Important points to consider: at the bottom, squeezing the full range of motion, coming up all the way, so you're getting maximum stretch through the entire range of motion. And when you come down, I really want you to squeeze and slightly twist, pinkies inward, thumbs up, so you're really extending the tricep outward. The entire time, upper arm is pinned close to the sides. This is how we do it. And again, as it gets heavy, a little bit of body English isn't going to hurt when you're trying to get those last few reps. Oh yeah. Now, on to our last bicep exercise. To round out our third bicep superset, we're going to do one-arm dumbbell preacher curls. We're going to do them on the 90-degree perpendicular bench, so that we're sure that gravity is working against us the entire time, as opposed to if we were on this side of the bench, where gravity would actually be letting off as the bench takes over some of the pull against the arm. So we're going to do this one with a very slight supination at the top. So even though it's pulling the entire bicep in, it's going to put a little bit more focus at the top in peaking the inner head of the bicep. So we'll get those nice fat three-dimensional looking biceps we talked about earlier. Driving the elbow into the pad, full extension, squeeze up, palm up, slight supination at the top, down slow. Now when we're talking about training arms, for me anyway, massive amounts of blood flow, a lot of volume, and a lot of different angles. So this way we hit each tiny little piece of the bicep and the tricep, which ends up actually making one big looking upper arm. That's it for arms. Good pump. Enjoy that one. Take your Restorade and come back for the next workout. See you guys later. I hope you guys got something out of that last training session. You know, to complete your workout, don't forget to take Restorade. This is an awesome recovery product loaded with BCAAs and all kinds of good stuff to help you get the most out of your training after your training. For more information about this one, you can check out my fan page or go to isatoritech.com. Drink this stuff. Don't forget Restorade. We'll see you next time.